Way, Ikjilidap. Hello and welcome to the Queen's Place Emera Centre here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. My name is Michael Petter. I'm joined by Mike Barkhouse for the 2023 Don Johnson Memorial Cup Tournament for supremacy in Atlantic Junior B hockey. It's the third game of the tournament, and it's the last team to make their debut in this tournament, at least for this year, their debut. The Kensington Vipers playing their first game of the tournament against the Antigonish Bulldogs, who started off the tournament last night with a 4-3 victory over the host Liverpool Privateers. Before we go any further, we must take a moment to acknowledge that the Queen's Place Emera Centre, the entire town of Liverpool, and for that matter, the entire region of Queens County all lie within the ancestral, unceded territory of Mi'kmaq. As we start to look at this game, we'll quickly mention once again, the Antigonish Bulldogs do come in with a 1-0 record. They are tied right now with the Kent Coyotes, who won their first game of the tournament earlier today, 5-4, over the CBN Junior Stars out of Newfoundland, Labrador. And like we said, for the Kensington Vipers, they are the final team to be playing their first game of the tournament. And Mike, I'm going to start with this question for you. Is it an advantage to be the last team to get your start in the tournament, or does it make any difference at all, really, when through the course of the whole thing?
I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule. I think it's team by team. Some teams it probably does make a difference, other teams not. So we'll see. We'll get our answer to that when this thing gets underway. Again, it's not like you kind of structure, once the schedule comes out, you structure your plan around that, but when you leave, when you arrive, so I mean, I think more often than not it's not an issue, but it certainly sometimes could be, and again, we'll find out here shortly.
Now, we've had a chance to see two very close, very hard fought, very competitive games, so right now we are at the point where it is so difficult to try and indicate who's a favorite, who's an underdog. Everybody is so close and so even through the first couple of games that we've seen.
Yeah, it's perhaps setting us up for some unrealistic expectations. We're going to be disappointed if we get a game that isn't a thriller. We can't ask for much more through the first two games of this 13-game event. And again, the real wild card here, as you mentioned, not having seen Kensington yet, they are a champion. We mentioned it before the game this morning. This is champion versus champion. So, again, it has all the makings to be just like the first two games were.
And when we talk about the matchup, obviously one of the keys of the matchup is going to be, as it always is in a tournament like this, goaltending. Adam Catch, getting his second straight start, has a 1-0 record in this event, a 3.0 goals against average, stopping 36 of 39 shots in getting that victory last night. Are you surprised that they're coming right back with him and not giving Raya Stewart the start in tonight's game?
Not at all. I mean, you get a guy like Adam Catch from the Junior A ranks. You got him for one reason and one reason only, and that's because you know you're in a year where you're trying to win it all, and then that's what the Bulldogs feel they can be. They've got part one done with the Nova Scotia Championship, and now they want to complete that with a Don Johnson Cup. You bring a guy in like Catch with major junior and Junior A experience, it's for one reason, is to ride him until the end.
And looking at the other end of the ice, it is going to be Noah Visser getting the start in goal. I believe you have some of his regular season numbers to look at.
Yeah, and again, the Island Junior Hockey League, a little different than some of the other leagues perhaps, so a smaller number of teams, a different kind of schedule than maybe what you'd see across other leagues. Not as many games played. A regular season record for Noah, 9-3, a 3.43 goals against average, and a save percentage of .870. But if there's any question as to why he might be getting the start here this afternoon, well, 4-0 in the playoffs, 1.50 goals against average, and a .931 postseason save percentage. Visser's the guy for Kensington, it appears.
And so, yeah, you ride the hot hand as long as that hand stays hot, and so that means it's going to be Visser versus Catch. Couple of key lineup notes for the Antigonish Bulldogs, one of which we're not too surprised about, and that is a bit of sad news for the Bulldogs. Klein out of the lineup after he got nicked up a little bit in yesterday's game.
Yeah, we saw him, I believe it was the second period, towards the end of the second period. We saw him down here in this corner to our right. Last night it would have been to our left, the far corner. Now it's our near right corner. Kind of got tangled up, went into the boards and got up favoring his right leg. Looked like a lower portion of his right leg. He toughed it out, got to the bench, skating as normal as possible, but then as soon as he got to the bench, you can see definitely favoring that right leg. Did come out and play after that, didn't go right to the room, finished the game as it was late stages, but not in the lineup here today for Antigonish. Hopefully we'll see him again in this tournament. Certainly one of the better players, he's captain, so.
And drawing into the lineup is going to be Brody McPherson, making his first appearance in this tournament, joining the Antigonish Bulldogs in Klein's absence. As we look at this game, again, we're looking at champions versus champions. Antigonish had a little bit more of a road to get that championship, obviously with their league being a little bit bigger, a 12-team league versus a 3-team league. They had to go through multiple rounds of playoffs to get here. They've already had their one game. They've had their taste of Don Johnson Cup experience here this afternoon. I get the sort of feeling that having had that one game under their belts already, they might have their legs a little bit more to them here in the early stages of this game anyway, whereas Kensington, they've had a little bit more time since they've played their last game. I think that may end up being a little bit of an advantage Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a sound theory, but the counter argument to that would be that Kensington has played less hard, grinded out playoff hockey lately and might have a little bit fewer bumps and bruises, might be a little fresher. So that's the counter argument to that. But again, we'll see when the puck drops.
As we got about 7 minutes left to go until we get into the meat and potatoes of this game. We should mention as well, this isn't the only big tournament going on in Atlantic Canada this weekend. The Maritime Hockey North Junior C event taking place in Sherwood, Prince Edward Island. Atlantic Hockey Online through AOTV bringing you all of the action from that one as well. And you can catch all of those games right here at AO Live. Just flip back and forth between the tournaments as much as you so choose. We should also mention that some big news for Atlantic Canadian hockey, as the last time I looked at the score, it was in favor of the Atlantic Canadian team at the what used to be known as the TELUS Cup. Now it's just simply the Men's Under 18 Club Championship, or Club Nationals, I should say. And as we take a quick look here to give you an update on that one, the week's majors have come away with their first victory of the tournament, a big 5-2 win over the Calgary Flames. And of course, for me personally, that's the team that one of the teams that I work with calling regular season games for them and playoff home games all year long. Lane Sim, Aiden Tucker, Lane Sim again, Ben Wallace, and Clint McLaughlin with the scoring for the week's majors. So the Atlantic champions from Pictou County get their first victory. They've improved their record to 1-1 over a very good Calgary Flames team. The name does ring true when you talk about that team out of the northwest part of Calgary. So way to go, Weeks. And the Northern Subway Selects at the Esso Cup are playing their fourth game of the tournament, excuse me, coming up, or it just got underway against the Fraser Valley Rush. Or they're into the second period now, in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. The Northern Selects and the Fraser Valley Rush still looking for the first goal of the game in that one. And the Selects, also one of the teams that I call all of their home games through the regular season. So I've been a little bit spoiled this year, getting to watch some championship hockey. And now getting a chance, even though, as the saying goes, I don't have a dog in this fight, but it's still been great hockey to watch here as well.
Yeah, just like the players on the ice, some are battle tested and they've been playing right through their playoffs. And others maybe were eliminated a little early and had some time off to lick their wounds, and now are jumping back into the fray. Me. So again, there's a lot of parallels here.
And so, yeah, and of course, once we get to this point in the year, like everybody in Atlantic Canada is pulling for the Atlantic representative at those national championships. We want to see our region represented well, and so way to go, Weeks, on that big win today. And Selects, like I say, they're taking on the team that was ranked number 3 in the country for much of the year in Fraser Valley. So this one is one of the big tests that they have in this tournament. Fraser Valley heavily favored, being ranked number 3, although the number 1 and 2 teams that were ranked did fall by the wayside within their provincial playdowns, so a little bit of a break there to not see all of those top numbers. But right here we've got the top team from from Nova Scotia, the top team from PEI coming up for you here in just a couple of minutes. We should mention the Antigonish Bulldogs are the home team for this game, so they will be in their white jerseys. And despite what it says on the boards across the way there, the Kensington Vipers, even though they're in the home bench, are the visiting team. So the Bulldogs will have the last change. The Bulldogs in their light jerseys. Bulldogs will defend the net to your broadcast right for periods 1 and 3, and the Vipers defending the net to your broadcast left for those first and third periods. I should mention as well 2 major sponsors for this tournament. You can see both of their logos on the ice across the way, Best Western Plus in Liverpool and Mercy Seafoods. You can't run a tournament like this without great corporate sponsorship, so we want to join in the host committee in thanking Best Western Plus and Mercy Seafoods. Best Western Plus, where I'm actually staying right across the parking lot here. Very comfortable bed last night. Much better than the sleep I've been getting on the couch the last few nights at home before I came here. That's a whole other story. My wife has COVID, so she got the bedroom while I got the couch for the couple of days before I left. Fortunately, we were able to maintain enough social distance between the two of us that I was able to stay healthy to make my way down here, unlike last year when you and I were going to work the Maritime Hockey North Junior C tournament together, and I ended up not being able to because of COVID that year.
Yeah, that's that situation where you don't want history to repeat itself, and thankfully that's not the case, and here we are, and 2 games in, we've as good or better than we could have hoped for.
Absolutely. So the Kensington Vipers in their road blacks with the red and white trim, the red K with the snake coming out of it on the front, being led by their goaltender Noah Visser out onto the ice. The Antigonish Bulldogs, as we mentioned, in their home whites with the black and gold, and Adam Catch in the net for the start of this one. Taking a quick look at the rest of the starters for the Bulldogs, it looks like it's going to be Armstrong getting the start out there, along with Tulin and Stewart, as well as Munro and Waterman. And now we will send things downstairs for O Canada. And very quickly, we made a bit of an error in our pregame. We were talking about Klein being out of the lineup. The reason Klein's not in the lineup is because Klein is not on this Antigonish Bulldog team. Got a little bit confused with the fact that they have a very, very similar color scheme, and the Liverpool Privateers were wearing their white jerseys last night, and Klein in his white jersey last night did suffer a bit of a nick there. So we'll have to wait until 7:30 to see if he's back in the lineup tonight. We apologize for that error. It's not our first. It definitely won't be our last.
For those just tuning in for the first time, we do know what we're doing, believe it or not. And we'll, thankfully, we got a couple hours here to atone.
And, well, considering how many of our predictions have ended up being correct so far, I think we can we were due for
give ourselves one to go the other way.
Yeah. Taking a quick look at the Vipers starters, it's going to be William Smith on the starting line along with Nick Reeves, as well as Carson McKay, Ethan Beaulieu, or sorry, not McKay, but Smith, Beaulieu, Nick Reeves, Reese Wyand, and the fifth starter there. Oh no, it is Carson McKay. Now McKay, and what are we? Reeves is getting a penalty right off the get-go?
Well, this we need to hear. We thought we had a strange situation in the game earlier. This one trumps that. Maybe it's got to be an equipment or not being out on time or something like that.
Or crossing the red line during the warm-ups, but you never see them actually call that.
Well, I think the benches are as confused as we are.
Yeah. And so now the Vipers, as a result, have changed up their starting forward line. It's now going to be Ryan Richards with Max Sentner and their captain Duncan Pickett's. And it's not a 2-minute penalty, so it's a 10-minute misconduct for something. We'll try and see if we can figure out what exactly he got the misconduct for.
The timekeeper asked exactly that question, and I tried to hear, but the linesman obviously didn't speak loud enough for me to hear it. But we'll get an announcement here momentarily, I would assume.
But we are underway here at the Queen's Place Emera Center as the puck is dumped down into the Bulldog zone. Catch comes out of his net, plays it over into the near side corner. Picking up there is Pickett's for the Vipers. He'll play it around to the far side. Richards gets to it there in the corner, but he has it knocked away from him. Looking to clear the zone is Waterman. He can't get the puck out as Pickett's is able to pick up for the Vipers. Throws it across to the near side. Comes off the boards. Getting it there is Armstrong. He'll give it to Tulin, and Tulin will work his way out to center. Picking up now is Richards again. He'll get it down to Pickett's. Pickett's fires it off the end boards, comes off for Armstrong. Armstrong plays it ahead for Tulin. Tulin works his way in, fires a shot. That goes just a little bit high and wide, comes all the way around the boards and out to center ice, where Fleming gathers it in. He'll play it to Miro near side. Miro trying to go cross ice with the pass. It's broken up by Beaulieu, and Beaulieu will dump it down. So we get the announcement that it's a 10-minute misconduct, but no expansion on the facts on that. So as Wyand gives the puck to Howard, he tried to set it up there for McKay, but McKay was tied up and denied to get a shot away. Now McCormick will dump the puck back down into the Bulldog zone. Fleming back to pick up. Now he'll get it ahead for the captain, Sam Grant. Grant tried to give it to Fitzsimmons, but that pass was a little bit too high in the air. Coming back the other way, here's Ballum with it. He'll try to get it across, intended for Blanchard, but that's broken up. Now Miro coming the other way. Miro in across the blue line. Gets it over to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons turns and fires and scores! William Fitzsimmons with his first goal and first point of the tournament. And just like that, the first stoppage in play of the game is a goal 1 minute and 42 seconds in, and it's 1-0 Bulldogs.
Well, William Fitzsimmons kind of stole my thunder a little bit. I swear to God, on the first stoppage, I was going to say that he's a guy that I really liked his game last night. Didn't have any points to show for it, but he was consistently dangerous versus Liverpool last night. Really liked his game. Good to see him be rewarded here. I will say, though, if you ask Noah Visser, that's probably one he'd like to have back. Just a harmless-looking shot from the half boards. Might have changed direction on him, or maybe he didn't see part of it, but certainly one that he'd like to have back, I think.
A great start for the Antigonish Bulldogs after getting a 1-goal victory yesterday. They get an early 1-goal lead here in their second game of the tournament, and now they're going to get a power play as the puck is touched, and the Kensington Vipers will be shorthanded. Tripping is the indication. The Bulldogs, the one area of their game yesterday that they struggled a little bit, their power play did go 0 for 3, so they are at 0% so far for the tournament. For Kensington, obviously, this being their first game, this is their first penalty kill of the event, and it comes just 2 minutes and 20 seconds in.
Yeah, decent start to the game. You know, both teams were able to roll their lines a bit, get everybody's feet wet, nice little pace to it. But Kensington certainly had dug himself a little bit of a hole here, going down 1-0 and now shorthanded. This is a big early moment, and it's very early. We're only not even 2.5 minutes into this hockey game yet, but you just got to feel like this is an important moment in the game.
Jesse Blanchard taking that tripping penalty, and so a good start to the penalty kill for the Vipers as they're able to clear the puck all the way down the ice, and McKay forces Catch to cover up, and Catch, you could see he's a little bit frustrated there in that he had to smother as McKay was able to get by and then got tied up a little bit with Lonis there after the whistle. Just 10 seconds coming off of the clock here on the penalty kill for the Kensington Vipers, but a good start. You win a draw, you get the puck down the ice. Can't ask for a better start than that on a PK.
Yeah, Max Sentner in on this draw for the Vipers. He's a really 200-foot type for them, one of their most valuable players. Look for him to make an impact today for the Vipers.
As we get the announcement of Fitzsimmons' goal, Munro and Grant with the assists on that goal. So as the puck is cleared down the ice yet again. So once again, that is William Fitzsimmons' first goal, first point of the tournament from Will Munro and Sam Grant at 1:42 of period number 1. Here's Fitzsimmons, the goal scorer, with the puck. He'll carry it up through center and across the blue line. Sets it up for Waterman. Waterman back to the line to Lonis. Lonis tried to play it to Grant, but that a little too far in front of him, and it's cleared out to center by the Vipers. Lorette dumps it back in. Goes chasing after it himself. Tries to play it to the front of the net, but that pass in behind Munro, Waterman rather, who is heading towards the net. Now Beaulieu coming the other way. Puck is turned over to the Antigonish Bulldogs, and Tulin will get it over to Marshall. 45 seconds left in the power play. Marshall gives back to Tulin down in the corner. Tulin back to the line for Fleming. Across to the far side, Baldwin in behind the net now, and the Vipers create the turnover and are able to launch it down the ice as Beaulieu was able to send the puck the 200 feet. Now Fleming gets taken out of the play by Sentner. Sentner tried to set it up there for Pickett's, but the pass goes off his leg. Now Pickett's trying to kill a little bit of time here on this PK. He ends up turning it over as it was 1 against 4, and Tulin will bring the puck back up the other way. Tulin, his shot goes wide, comes off the end boards, goes chase it down himself. It ends up around the boards to the far side for Pickett's as we're back to 5-on-5. Played off the end wall to McCormick. McCormick long lead pass broken up by Fleming before Blanchard could get a stick on it. Now Gallant for the Vipers takes the shot. Catch had the short side closed off. Blanchard chasing after the puck. He had Munro all over him. Now Tulin will get to it in the corner. Has it poked off of his stick by Ballum. Back to the line intended for McDonald, but it hops away from him, and Payne has to come over and pick up. He'll set it to McCormick. McCormick into the middle of the ice for Blanchard, who carries across the blue line, fires a shot, and Catch able to steer that into the end glass. Nearly 5 minutes gone here, first period. Ballum over to Payne, right back to Ballum behind the net, in front, but that'll be cleared away with a nice defensive effort by Lonis, and now the Bulldogs bring it right back out to center again. Here's Doherty, he'll get it over to McPherson. Brody McPherson, his first shift of this tournament. Battle down in the corner. McPherson's in there working with McGrath against Ballum and McEachern. Joe McEachern able to bring the puck out, but then it's knocked down and sent back in deep again. Visser having to settle it down behind his own net, gives it to McDonald there. McDonald, though, will cough it up to Doherty. Doherty coming in, gets a shot, and the kick save made by Visser. In behind the net with it now, McEachern. He'll play it ahead for McDougall. He'll get it out to center. Bulldogs pick up. Tulin will dump it back in. Glove down by Smith. William Smith able to bring it out to center. He gets it to Blanchard, that was Howitt, who was able to dump it in as we pass 6 minutes gone here in period number 1. Bulldogs pick up. Here's Lorette working his way ahead, trying to cut through, but too many black shirts in the way, and it's turned the other way. Now here's Noy. He's got McDougall heading towards the net. Noy looking to set it up for McDougall, but Zach Stewart on the back check denied McDougall from being able to receive that centering pass. Fleming now has Noy heading towards him. Fleming circles to get away from Noy. Gets it up to Grant. Grant uses the boards to play the puck out to center. McCormick tries to dump it back in, but it's knocked down at the blue line. Now the puck comes free to Beaulieu, and Ethan Beaulieu will take it down back behind his own net. He'll take a look as Fitzsimmons is shadowing him from in front of the net. Beaulieu comes out, then reverses the puck over to McCormick. McCormick, lead pass, gets to Richards. Richards uses the boards to get to Pickett, but then Pickett gets leveled as Captain hits Captain Sam Grant with a big hit on Duncan Pickett. Now here's Richards with the puck. Richards tried to make a drop pass, but fanned on it. Able to get it over to Pickett in the corner. It's turned over there as Fitzsimmons able to get the puck to the line, not out, held in there by Brett McDonald. Now it's thrown towards the net. Fitzsimmons will clear it away from the front and get it over to Sam Grant. Grant's cross-ice pass knocked down by Sentner. Here's McDonald with it, that being Colby McDonald. It's turned over to the Bulldogs, and Munro will pick up. He'll get it ahead for Grant, but just out of his reach. Brett McDonald able to turn it back the other way. Now Fitzsimmons picks up just outside the blue line, brings it in, fires a shot, and that goes off a stick up over the glass and out of play. And we'll get a stoppage here with 12:04 left to go in the first period.
Must be something about the Bulldogs and like no whistles or long sustained play. We saw it last night to open the tournament. We had about 8 or 9 minutes without a whistle, and here that's probably 4 or 5. Not complaining per se, but something about it. You can see a hallmark of Prince Edward Island teams is the physical play, the in-your-face, going to the dirty areas. Kensington certainly no different, trying to establish that, but sometimes you got to give, you got to take two. Sam Grant, the Antigonish captain, laying an absolute monster hit down there on Captain Duncan Pickett of Kensington. But again, Pickett gets right back up and back into the play. You like to see it. This one's going to be a little bit different than the game I think we saw today. This is going to be a more grind, more physical kind of grudge match.
Absolutely, as that last sequence of play was a face-off win, a shot, a save, and no rebound. So after the lengthy stretch of play we had, then we had one that was just 2 or 3 seconds. Here's Colby McDonald with the puck. He'll get it ahead to Wyand. Wyand deflects it down into the Bulldog zone. Comes around to the near side. Marshall able to poke it forward there for Berkovici. Berkovici able to play it up to Waterman. Waterman working his way up the left wing, loses the puck just outside the Kensington blue line, and now it's played back in, but the Vipers were offside. They are able to touch up, and the puck brought in again in an offside position, so we'll get another stoppage here. 8:33 gone in the first period.
I think you can see one of the strategies as well for Kensington is to get under the Antigonish skin a little bit. You see it after every whistle already. Some pushing and shoving, some extracurriculars. We haven't seen that necessarily consistently through the first 2 games, but it's been almost every stoppage here. There's been a little bit of yapping, a little bit of little pushing and shoving. I think that's by design by the Vipers.
Absolutely. They know that this Bulldog team is highly skilled. There's a shot and a nice save made by Catch on the shot from the face-off dot. Now Doherty with the puck for the Bulldogs. Passed ahead. McGrath knocked the puck down but couldn't keep control of it. Now Lonis will get it. He'll play it ahead for McGrath, who deflects it the rest of the way down the ice. Beaulieu will go back and get it. McGrath takes him into the wall. Coming in to try and help out is McPherson. McPherson will come away with the puck. Takes a bump from Ballum. And now the Vipers are able to pick up and work it out to center. Payne plays it off the wall. Out of the net to get the puck is Catch. He'll fire it around to the far side. McGrath, his pass goes a little bit behind his intended target, but the puck will be picked up by Doherty. He'll fire it right in on DeVisser, who gloves that one down. Now William Smith. Long lead pass, just getting a stick on it is Howitt. Great effort there by Howitt to get enough of that puck to negate the icing. Now Tulin plays it around to the far side for Zach Stewart. He gets it up to Waterman. And Waterman finds last night's player of the game for the Bulldogs, Armstrong, who had 2 goals and an assist in that opening victory. Armstrong behind the net. Lost the puck in the referee's feet for a second. Now it comes up the wall to Stewart. He'll play it back down to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to work his way to the middle of the ice, but the puck is knocked away from him, and it comes out to Tulin at center ice. Zachary Stewart back on it again, and Stewart will work his way forward, just gains the red line and dumps it in. Visser out of his net, settles the puck, gives to McCormick, who fires it around the boards. Now Howitt with it. He tries to put it off the glass, but it goes over the glass and out of play, and we'll get a stoppage here. 9:38 left to go in period number 1, with the Bulldogs leading it 1-0.
Pretty even opening half of this first period. Shots on goal sitting at 4-3 in favor of the Bulldogs. And again, maybe a little nerves from Noah Visser on that first shot. I'd like to have it back, but he's been fine after that. Again, pretty evenly matched here so far. I like what I see. This one has the makings of being another close one.
We've had nothing but 1-goal games, and I mean, it's still a relatively small sample size with just 2 games played, but both of them have been 1-goal affairs. Reeves gets the puck. He gives it to McKay. McKay trying to get a step against McClellan. Gets a backhanded shot away. Catch makes the save. And never did quite have complete control of it, but had enough for the referee to blow it down here with 9:27 left in this first period of play.
A little bit of quick whistle there, but again, you often see that when the referee, is behind, kind of behind the net position, off in the corner. It's going to be hard to see that puck, whether it's covered or not. And as you mentioned earlier, err on the side of caution, protect the goaltender, that kind of thing. So sometimes it does get a little annoying, but in this case, we'll let it slide.
Draw won by the Vipers, back to Beaulieu. It was Wyand who took that draw for Kensington. Comes back to the line. Here's Will Smith. He fires a shot. I don't think it got all the way through to catch before it was deflected away. Now Wyand with it again, trying to settle down the bouncing puck. Finally does, gets it down low, intended for McKay. McKay not able to get a stick on it though. As they work out of the corner, McClellan of the Bulldogs able to give it to Fitzsimmons, and here comes Will Fitzsimmons. He'll give to Miro. Miro tried to get it back to Fitzsimmons, but Beaulieu with a nice turnover. Now here's Wyand coming in. Wyand has the puck knocked off his stick by Baldwin. Played back out to center. Battle for it right down below the front of us here. Here's McDonald bringing it in. That's Colby McDonald. His pass for McKay, a little bit behind him. McKay chases the puck down at the far wall, gets it behind the net for McDonald, but he's tied up by Baldwin. Coming in to help out for the Vipers is Richards. Richards looking to get it across the ice to Picketts. It was deflected away. Now it goes down low. McClellan, his pass a little bit out of the reach of the intended target of Waterman. Sentner tries to send it back in deep. Now a pass up for Miro. Here comes Miro working against McDonald. Miro doesn't get a shot away. It ends up in the feet of Marshall. But now the Bulldogs get it back to Baldwin across to the far side. Stewart, he'll fire a shot. Save made. Rebound is there. But the mask of Noah Visser comes off. And again, anytime a goalie loses a piece of gear, that's an automatic, no doubt about it, whistle, because the last thing you want to have is a goalie not wearing his mask and have a shot taken at him.
Yeah, not like it was in days gone by. That play there, you see the transition game of Antigonish that we talked about last night. You see it again there. Max Sentner did not get a puck down low. He kind of blindly spun and tried to fire one off the boards. Didn't realize there was an Antigonish player there. The pass was intercepted. Went back the other way quickly and led to 2 scoring chances for the Bulldogs. Got to be more crisp, a little sharper there. Make sure that puck does get deep.
Yeah, this Bulldogs team so dangerous with their transition play. Absolutely. Here's Baldwin with the puck now. He'll send it off the end boards. It'll go around to the far corner. McCormick able to chase it down, pokes it ahead for Blanchard. Blanchard played it to Ballum. Now Ballum will get it and work his way into the Antigonish zone. It ends up on the stick of Blanchard after the pass was partially blocked by Baldwin. Now McCormick with it. He'll turn and fire, and he scores! Ballum may have gotten a piece of that right in front of Adam Catch. And either way, whether it's Ballum or McCormick, it is a 1-1 tie with just over 7.5 minutes left to go here in the first period.
Again, we talk about winning simple hockey. Well, what do you say? Fire it at the net, and you see what happens. McCallum did just that there. It looks like Ballum got a stick on that in front. It definitely hit something, so judging by the celebration line, we can only assume it was Brett Ballum getting a stick on that, changed direction on catch, and then slid agonizingly over the goal line. A real gritty type goal for the Kensington Vipers to tie it up here. 7.5 minutes to go in the first.
Adam Catch got a piece of that puck as well, and it just rolled past him and slowly was able to crawl across the line. And now we've got Visser covering up the puck, and we get some pushing and shoving again after the whistle.
You can already see it, can't you?
Yeah.
Again, we're still only 7:17 left in the first. Way more skirmishes in this game than we saw combined through the first two. And these teams don't know each other, so there's no dislike here. You can't say they dislike each other already. Some of this was man-made aggression, man-made dislike, but you're seeing it's a totally different game than what we've seen so far.
And based on this first 12 minutes and 43 seconds, you get the odd feeling that none of them are going to be sharing a table when they go down for breakfast tomorrow, though.
No, you might have to be the peacemaker between the two.
As we get ready for the face-off between Brody McPherson and Max Sentner. But the linesperson not happy with how people are lined up, so Sentner will get waved out of the face-off circle. Coming in to take the draw instead is Richards. Richards able to win it down into the corner. Smith plays it there. As we do get confirmation it was Ballum with the goal. McCormick with the initial shot gets the only assist on that goal. So Brett Ballum, his first goal, first point of the tournament, assisted by Cody McCormick at 12:27. There's another shot and a save made by Adam Catch, and we get more nastiness after the whistle. Nothing too over the top with the nastiness, but still you're getting those conversations, those little jabs at each other every stoppage in play so far.
You're right, nothing too major, but I do have a feeling at some point the referees are going to get a little tired of it, and they're going to start to make an example and take somebody to try and settle things down. Because if you just let this stuff go constantly every whistle, eventually it simmers and becomes something bigger than you want. So eventually, if this continues, I expect the referees to try and rein it in a bit.
As the puck comes all the way up just to a few feet off to our right. Guys down there, remember we do have rather expensive equipment up here. Please be careful.
It's getting increasingly closer. That's twice now today. Every time comes a little bit closer, and we've got, 10 more games after this one, so the odds are good that one of us is going to have to make a save at some point.
If it comes down to my skull or one of the computers, though, I think I still have to go with my skull being what I will protect a little more. Or at least that's what my wife will want me to do. Whether that's how it happens or not, I don't know.
But let's hope it's a decision you don't have to make.
Yeah, exactly. As the puck is cleared down the ice, right onto the goal, the net of Adam Catch. He comes out and bats it over to the wall. Pass for Reeves, broken up by Waterman, and it's deflected down the ice. Beaulieu will go back and pick up for the Vipers. Ethan Beaulieu slowing things down a little bit now as the clock ticks towards 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Beaulieu saw his angle taken away by Armstrong, so circles back, plays it over to Smith. William Smith ahead for Reeves. Reeves will deflect it down into the Antigonish zone. Reeves into the corner, gets to it, gives it to McKay. McKay trying to use the boards to get away from Lorette, but the puck ends up with McClellan of the Bulldogs. He tried to play it up for Munro, but that's broken up by Howitt. And now Sam Grant will pick up, and he'll bring it out to center ice. His pass broken up by Colby McDonald. Reeves looking to enter the zone, but the Bulldogs deny him entry. Howitt does bring the puck in. Now it's played back out to center ice. Noy, and we'll get to it there. Has it go off the skate of Fitzsimmons. And now here's Munro. He's got a man with him. It's Sam Grant. Pass across to Grant. What a save by Visser. Oh my goodness, that was a beauty save. As the dangerous Sam Grant in perfect position got the puck, had it on and off his stick in a tenth of a second. But Visser able to get across and make the save. Now coming the other way. Here's a chance for the Vipers, but the puck is cleared away from danger. McDonald picks up. Deflected there by McDougall. The shot by Brett McDonald and Colby McDougall, or Carson McDougall, excuse me, with the deflection. Catch able to adjust on that redirect and make the save with 4:46 left.
Good work there by Adam Catch. Good work by his counterpart at the other end, Noah Visser, making an outstanding save, as you mentioned, on Sam Grant, one of the top scorers. Top scorer in the Nova Scotia League playoffs. And again, he was active last night with an assist. No one happier about that save than Joe McCachran, defenseman for Kensington. Bad giveaway there, leading to the 2-on-1, but his goaltender bailing him out, so good to see. Shots on goal right now, 9-7 in favor of Antigonish.
As the linesperson again checking on the way teams are lining up. They're really cracking down on that this year. I find at every level, the lines people have been given that mandate that face-off lineups have got to be outside the circle. As the puck is over at the far wall, Marshall will get to it. He'll play it back to the line for Tulin. Tulin with the shot. It goes wide. Puck comes up the boards to Payne. He'll try to make a clearing pass, but it was intercepted by Lorette, who gives to Marshall, who gives to Berkovici. Berkovici with the shot. It goes up into the glass, does not leave the zone, or does not leave the playing surface, rather. Here's Tulin with it now as he picks up. Tried to give to Berkovici, but he was taken to the boards by Ballum. Now McPherson across the line. McPherson can't get through McCormick. McCormick loses it, but Brett McDonald able to pick up there. He'll get it ahead for Picketts. Picketts takes a bump from Tulin. Battle in the corner. Sentner trying to work it free. He gets it to Picketts. Picketts comes out, turns, tries to fire, but fans on it as it goes off the heel of his stick. Now Richards back to the line. Smith with a shot. And Catch makes another save and hangs on. And we again get pushing and shoving after a whistle. And the recurring theme seems to keep going and going and going. And you're right, it feels like just a matter of time before somebody gets taken to the box for this.
And I think the referee was almost ready to do it just there. The pushing is getting a little harder. The shoving is getting a little harder. The grabbing is getting a little more. And the referee is getting closer to the action to start to intervene. It's only a matter of time. It will happen.
3:29 left to go here in the first period, tied up at a goal apiece. If you're just tuning in, it was William Fitzsimmons scoring a minute 48 in for the Bulldogs. The response from the Vipers coming from Brett Ballum at 12:27 of this first period. And if you do want to go back and check out either of those goals, we do have full capability for you to rewind, go back, check out a play that you want to see again, and then come back up to live action here on Atlantic Hockey Online through AO Live. Smith gets the puck ahead. Down the ice it goes, and not enough steam on it for icing, says the lines person. So play goes on here as we're under 3 minutes left in the first period. Wyand plays it down towards the corner, but the only one there to get it was Fitzsimmons of the Bulldogs. Now the puck comes back to the Bulldog line. Pass ahead for Grant. Grant can't get by Smith, but Smith's pass is intercepted by Fitzsimmons, who gives it back to Grant. Grant tries to make a pass through his feet, intended for Fitzsimmons, but Fitzsimmons wasn't quite far enough ahead, and the Bulldogs back all the way deep in their own zone. Tulin with the puck now. Avoids a couple of checks, but then turns it over to Ballum. Here's a chance for Ballum coming into the high slot. He takes a shot. Had his stick disrupted enough by Stewart that there wasn't enough on that shot, and it ended up going wide. Now here's Munro with it. Munro coming through center, in across the blue line. Munro trying to split the D, but loses control of the puck, and it ends up rolling in onto Noah Visser, who's able to cover up and hang on for a face-off. 2:10 remaining here in period number one.
Good chance there moments ago for Kensington to take their first lead off of, again, another turnover. And it was the goal scorer, Ballum, that made things happen. Went in, shot was off a stick and slowed down. It was sitting there, and I believe it was Jesse Blanchard that just wasn't able to catch up to it and put it in the open net. Both teams have made some costly, in theory, turnovers that didn't end up in the back of the net, but that won't stay the case forever. Both teams have some things to tidy up.
Lorette and Sentner take the draw. Lorette wins it back to Fleming. Fleming gives it to Armstrong at the boards. Back to Fleming at the line. His shot blocked by Richards. Fleming picks up the puck, but then fans on it, and Richards just sends it out to center where McClellan was there to pick it up. He turns it back up the other way. Pass for Waterman. Waterman not able to get a stick on it, however. And so that results in an icing call against Antigonish with 1:51 left to go in the first.
Late stages now. We're not quite there yet, but we're almost into that part of the period where you don't want to give a goal up. I mean, it's generally around the last minute or so. You don't want to have a goal against heading into the room. 1:51 to go. Again, these unnecessary icings, turnovers, things like that, these are the things that can't happen anytime, but especially these late stages.
Puck comes down into the corner. Armstrong able to get to it. He plays it around to the far side. Waterman gives his man Wyand a bump. And that allows the Bulldogs to get it, and out they come. Here's Lorette with a puck. He fires a shot, and the save made by Visser, and Visser will hang on for another face-off. Down to 90 seconds exactly left to go in the period, and thought maybe for a second the referee was thinking about an interference there when Wyand was bumped before the puck quite got to where I believe it was Armstrong and Wyand were waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because it crossed my mind as well. Initially, I kind of thought to myself, that might be interference. I guess the puck was close enough that it was part of the overall play. Maybe that's the thought process behind the referee there. But yeah, certainly one of those ones that I think half referees probably call and half maybe don't.
Neither team wins it cleanly off of the draw. Now Fitzsimmons gets the puck, fires a shot. Visser the save. Smith will play it around the boards. Pickett's able to pick up for the Vipers. Sends it towards the net. Katz will just cover up and hang on. And here again, the Bulldogs defending their crease, and the Vipers saying, no, just because that's blue paint in your end doesn't mean it's yours. We're perfectly willing to stand in this blue paint and take whatever you try and throw at us. And now we are going to see the first penalty out of one of these scrums to happen, and it's going to go against Kensington, Max Sentner.
I mean, it's nice to be proven right, but there's no genius involved. Believe me, we've all seen enough hockey. You know how this is going to go if it continues. And here we are now, 1:14 to go in the first. Antigonish to their second power play chance to regain the lead.
As there's a backhander. The Bulldogs, of course, are now 0 for 4 on the power play in this tournament after going 0 for 3 yesterday, and we get more jousting after a whistle. Grant and Reeves this time the combatants, and both benches yelling, hey, are you going to call that? And referees let it go this time, so it's going to stay a 5-on-4 here with 1:08 left in the period. The power play will carry over about 46 seconds into period number 2 if the Bulldogs do not score here in these late stages. Fitzsimmons with a shot. Visser the save, and the puck ends up going up over the glass and out of play.
Visser's a goaltender. Sorry, Mike. Visser's a goaltender that uses whatever part of his body he needs to make a save. He doesn't necessarily stay in a technical position. I've seen him try and use his head to stop something already, and there he just kind of lunged at that shot with his shoulder to knock it off. He doesn't care how he stops it. He just cares about stopping it.
Yeah, he's certainly not worried about style points because he knows how little they actually count. Here's Fitzsimmons with the puck. His shot blocked by Pickett's. Ends up down in the corner. Waterman goes to poke it ahead. Fitzsimmons gets it at the line across to Grant. Grant into the high slot, now plays it across for Lonis. Lonis sends it back to the near side. Grant works it down to Fitzsimmons. Far side for Lonis, one-timer. And maybe had that go off the heel of the stick a little bit there. Didn't get quite as much on it as he wanted. Now Grant with the puck. Takes it down into the corner. Takes a bump from Smith. 28 seconds left to go. Smith plays it up the boards. Fitzsimmons pinching in from the point. Tries to work it back down into the corner. Smith is there. Fitzsimmons gets it back. Gives to Grant at the line. Grant now back to Fitzsimmons. Up at the top of the zone. Fires a shot. That goes wide. 13 seconds left for Lonis. He takes a bump behind the net. Trying to work the puck free was Pickett's. It ends up with Lorette. Back to Grant. 1 second left. The Bulldogs are going to run out of time to get a shot away. And they will carry 45 seconds left into period number 2 of their power play time. Bulldogs outshoot the Vipers 14-11 in period number 1. And I think if we had to break down that first period into one word, testy might be the word that you might best use to describe the way these two teams have played each other through the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, just to put a quick bow on that last sequence, there was a shot there. I believe it was Fitzsimmons with the shot. Had that been on net, it would have been 2-1 Antigonish. Visser didn't move. He couldn't see it whatsoever, but the puck just went wide. Very close to being a 2-1 Antigonish game. But yeah, to your point, we mentioned it earlier in the period. This game has not been like the others. And close score-wise, it certainly has been, but other than that, it's been a totally different feel. These two teams are getting at each other, a lot of talking, a lot of shoving and pushing after every whistle, and then even CC there heading off. The trash talk is just endless between these two teams right now. The Centner penalty was the beginning of the referees reining it back in, and they won't stop until they get a better handle on things. We could see a parade to the penalty box unless the coaches between periods reel them in a bit.
I think that's going to be the message in both dressing rooms is, okay, guys, we've set the physical presence. We've established that we're not going to get pushed around, but we have to make sure that we don't get sent to the penalty box too often here in this game. And I think we're going to see a very different start to the second period. I think the coaches are going to make those adjustments in this intermission. Speaking of the intermission, we're going to take it as well. We're going to take a break for a few minutes here with the score 1-1 between the Vipers and the Bulldogs. You are watching the 2023 Don Johnson Memorial Cup from the Queen's Place Emera Centre here in Liverpool on Atlantic Hockey Online through AO Live. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the second period here between the Antigonish Bulldogs and the Kensington Vipers. 1-1 the scoreline. Just a quick update on the out-of-town scoreboard, and yeah, I'm a little biased, but I'm pretty excited to let you know that the Northern Subway Selects currently lead the nationally third-ranked Fraser Valley Rush by a score of 3-1 at the end of the second period. The Selects with a 2-1 record so far in the tournament, looking to go to 3-1 and guarantee themselves a spot in one of the semifinals. So it would be back-to-back years for semifinal berths for the Northern Subway Selects program. And like I said, like I mentioned earlier, those are my hometown girls. That's the team that I work with, one of the teams that I work with all season long. So very excited for that. But let's get our focus back onto this game. And we talked about a very physical opening 20 minutes. We've seen only 2 penalties so far in this game, both of them going against Kensington. And usually when you see, the penalties start to lean a little bit one way, I know the referees don't consciously do it, but there's always that concern if you're the team that's had all the power plays to that point that the next one might go against you.
Yeah, it's a valid concern. It's going to be very interesting to see how both of these two teams come out to start this second period. We talked about it at the end of the first before we went off for intermission about the message from the coaching staffs in the room about walking the line, not crossing the line. You can really tell the referees are starting to hone in on those post-whistle skirmishes. So we'll see what the response is to that here. To begin the second period, 45 seconds of power play time for the Antigonish Bulldogs.
And that was off of that roughing penalty taken by Max Sentner during one of those scrums that we talked about as we get ready for the start of the second period. And not quite sure what we're waiting for exactly, but we are waiting, and now it looks like we're ready to roll. Wyand and Lorette to take the draw. And just quickly want to mention as well, you saw the Twitter handle up on the screen between periods there. If I'm getting any names wrong or anything else that you want to share that I'm doing incorrectly, by all means let me know through that Twitter handle. It's at Petter PC_sports. That's PETTER PC_sports. You can also reach Mike Barkhouse at Mike Barkhouse through Twitter as well. Here is a penalty as one of the Kensington Vipers players gets taken down. It was Reeves, and so we will see the first penalty of the game against the Antigonish Bulldogs. 21 seconds of 4-on-4 before the Bulldogs go to their first kill of the game, coming just 24 seconds in to period number 2.
Well, you couldn't have set that up any better. You almost right on cue. You might as well have called that yourself with your own arm in the air. That's exactly what happens, the pushback from the referee. So we're going to see 4-on-4 for 21 seconds, and then our first Kensington power play.
And of course, with the Vipers playing their first game of the tournament, their power play has yet to see the ice. Bulldogs' penalty kill is at 60% so far in the tournament. They killed off 3 of 5 shorthanded situations in yesterday's game against the Liverpool Privateers. As there's 4 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Backing up with the puck is Tulin, and he waits until after Sentner gets out of the box and then launches it down the ice, so it is not an icing. Sentner, who did just come on, stays on and gets the puck. He'll play it ahead to Richards. Richards, his pass a little bit behind Pickett's. That'll allow Tulin to get to the puck in the far corner, and he will launch it down the ice yet again. 1:15 left to go in the Viper power play. This time Reeves back to pick up. Marshall heading towards him. Now Marshall will back off as coming back to get the puck is Wyand. He returns it to Reeves, who will carry up to center, then pass across for Beaulieu. Beaulieu gets it to McKay. McKay can't get a pass through as McClellan has that go off of his foot. Tulin will lead the rush up the other way. Here comes Tulin. Reeves with a nice play to knock the puck off of Tulin's stick rather. Wyand will get to it. Wyand goes to drop it back to Reeves. That pass a little bit too far back, and Doherty right on top of Reeves. Reeves able to return it to Wyand. 35 seconds left to go now in the Viper man advantage. Here's Beaulieu with the puck. Ethan Beaulieu plays it ahead, comes off the wall to Ballum. Ballum has it knocked away from him, out to center. Reeves back on it. He'll play it to the far side for Beaulieu. Across to McKay. McKay steps in, gets it back over for Beaulieu, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Now with it is Wyand again. His shot blocked by Fleming. Puck comes to the line. Just 5 seconds left in the penalty. Reeves plays it down to Wyand at the half wall. Cross ice pass deflected just enough there by McGrath, and the penalty comes to an end. So the Bulldogs have killed off their first shorthanded situation. The Vipers have killed off 2. And there's a shot and a goal by Ballum, as he just gets it over the shoulder of Adam Catch. And just like that, the Vipers, for the first time in this game, carry a lead. It's now 2-1.
Not sure what happened on that one for Catch. I think he saw it all the way. I don't think he was screened. Maybe just got caught in between going down and having to lift your arm up. Maybe just got caught in the in-between. But Ballum with a nice goal scorer's goal to the top corner. And I'll tell you right now, he's tied for the tournament leading goal. Well, he's one goal behind the tournament leading goals now. That would be LeBlanc from Kent. But he's leading in the celebration. He's got a couple nice celebrations here today. So he's certainly the leader in the clubhouse in that regard.
The Selly style points, if we were counting them, definitely right up there. His second goal, second point of the tournament. We'll wait to get you the assists on that one, as Armstrong bumped off the puck by McDonald. Now Sentner will pick up. Sentner backing up with it. Fans on a pass attempt, has Munro all over him. Bulldogs create the turnover, but Sentner able to steal it back from Berkovici. Clearing pass up for Pickett's. Wyand with the lone assist on that goal. Now here's Tulin with the puck. Tulin working his way down the right wing side, all the way down into the corner. Turns, tries to get a pass. It does get through to Berkovici. His pass is deflected, comes back to the line, and the shot taken by Baldwin, but blocked nicely by Ryan Richards. 3:40 gone, second period. As the Bulldogs nearly got caught with too many men, that allows the Vipers. And what a play by Adam Catch, as it was basically a 3-on-0. Catch with the kick off of the pass to deflect the pass out of danger, because the Bulldogs were caught on a disastrously bad change. Now the Vipers with the puck again. It's Colby McDonald. He'll circle, work it ahead. Intercepted there by Lonis. He gets it up to Grant. Grant's pass intercepted by Howitt. And now Grant gets it back in across the line. Gets around a couple of Kensington players, then fights through the check of McDonald, but can't get by Joe McEachern. Getting it back for the Bulldogs was Marshall. Now Marshall gets it again as he steals it from Howitt. Howitt looking to clear. Does get the puck out to center, but the Bulldogs gather it in neutral ice. Cross gets it ahead to Grant, and he'll dump it down as we near 5 minutes gone in this second period. Vipers leading it 2-1. As that one goes up into the air and over the glass and out of play, and we'll get a stoppage with 15:09 left in the second.
Yeah, this has been all Vipers for the most part since the beginning of this second period. Antigonish needs a little bit of a pushback. You saw there they had a good scoring chance right there that went up and over the glass. But this has been so far, and again, we're only 5 minutes in, this has been the worst period of the tournament for Antigonish thus far.
And that disastrous change, I don't know what they were thinking there. They ended up at one point with 7 or 8 players on the ice, and then 6 of them went to go off the ice at the same time to try and avoid the too many men, and then 2 or 3 of them ended up going back on again. It was almost a Keystone Cops routine at the Antigonish bench there for that brief moment. Now Tulin takes a big hit from Jesse Blanchard. Puck comes to the line. Beaulieu with a shot, and a kick save made by Catch. Puck played off the wall and out. Smith sends it right back in again, delayed offside, so Ballum has to go back and touch up. He'll come right in hard on the forecheck again. Pass up for McGrath, a little too far for him. Smith gets the puck and sends it back in. We're going to get a penalty against the Bulldogs. And it's going to go against Tulin for slashing. So Antigonish will be shorthanded for the second time in this game, trailing by a goal. Tulin going off for that stick infraction with the slashing call.
Well, again, we talked about the style that Kensington seemed to employ right from puck drop, the in-your-face kind of get under your skin style, and it's hard to argue that it hasn't worked. They've really seemed to take Antigonish off their game, especially since the start of the second period, and now you're starting to draw them into some unnecessary penalties. That's a slashing call that didn't need to happen. The player doesn't like it, but again, there was something there, and again, that's the build-up. The build-up and the after effect of the constant chirping and the constant skirmishes, that stopped for the most part, but now you're seeing the effects of it. Antigonish certainly a little bit out of sorts right now.
As the Vipers work their power play, 10 seconds in, here's Reeves. He'll get it over to Wyand, back to Reeves at the line. Reeves returns it to Wyand, top of the face-off circle. Shot blocked by McClellan. Ends up right back on the stick of Wyand, who gives to Reeves. Right back to Wyand again, now near side. Beaulieu, he tries to set it up for Ballum, but it's returned to Beaulieu. Waterman trying to pressure. Now it's Ballum with a shot, save made, and Catch able to find it for the rebound, or for the save, and covers up with 33 seconds gone in this Viper power play.
Yeah, Catch has been good again. That's his 14th save, but again, it should be mentioned Cody McEachern, best goaltender in the Nova Scotia League for the most part for the year for the Antigonish. Injured before this event, not here taking part, but Catch is certainly not much of a downgrade. So very fortunate are the Bulldogs to have a goaltender like Catch ready to step in.
Well, when you've got a guy who's played for the Halifax Mooseheads and the Pictou County Weeks Crushers, amongst other teams, and there's Beaulieu ringing one off of the corner of the crossbar in the post. Now Reeves with a shot, that one deflected and it goes just wide. Wyand gets the puck, comes out of the corner with it, fires a shot, that goes wide as well. Beaulieu now with it as we pass the midway point of this power play for the Kensington Vipers. Pass for Reeves. He has to glove it down now. Over for Beaulieu, his pass deflected by Ballum. It ends up on the stick of Wyand. Wyand now plays it back to the line. Beaulieu, he'll send it down into the corner for McKay. McKay returns it to Beaulieu. Beaulieu with a shot, and that one steered away. McKay back on it again, back to Beaulieu. 30 seconds left now in the power play. Across for Reeves, he'll go over to Wyand with it, sent down low to McKay. McKay right back to Beaulieu. Great puck movement here by the Vipers, but a pass gets deflected, and now we're going to get an interference call against Kensington as Luke Baldwin was knocked down away from the puck. They're going to call it slashing. I thought it was going to be interference, but slashing. Either way, it means 4-on-4 for the second time in this game, and then the Bulldogs will get their third power play of the afternoon.
Yeah, no argument on that one. That was most certainly a penalty. I'm with you. I didn't see much of a slash there, but most definitely an infraction. Well-deserved. And here we go, 4-on-4 hockey. One thing I've noticed, and you saw it on the goal as well from Ballum, the second goal, seems like Kensington thinks that they can go high on Catch. They might have identified a weakness there in his game. They seem to be trying to go high with every single shot, and they missed a couple down there on that power play.
There's another chance for the Bulldogs, and a nice save made by Noah Visser, and he'll hang on for a face-off. Just 1 second left in the penalty to the Bulldogs, Ethan Tulin, and then they will be on their third power play of the game, sixth power play of the tournament, coming up as soon as this puck gets dropped. And Tulin ends up going straight across the ice over to his bench as the Vipers get the puck down the ice. Blanchard almost able to take it away from Catch, but Catch does get it to Lonis. Kyler Lonis now out from behind his net, then drops it back off. Bit of a dangerous play there by Fitzsimmons. And if Blanchard was a little bit closer, that would have been extremely dangerous. 1:14 to go in the Bulldog man advantage. Lorette across for Lonis. Blanchard then, that's going to be a penalty against Blanchard as soon as the Vipers touch the puck. So, and that one a very unnecessary penalty. They're going to call that interference. I thought that was cross-checking, but either way, I guess that's why I've never gone to referee school, because I know what's a penalty, I just don't know what type.
Yeah, and again, a little bit of undisciplined play here from Kensington. Those last two calls, weren't necessary. They weren't to prevent a scoring chance or anything of the sort. Just kind of taking guys out that aren't involved in the play directly, digging themselves a little bit of hole here. This is going to be a fairly lengthy 5-on-3 for Antigonish. And you talked about 0-5 so far in the tournament on the power play. This is a great chance to break that schneid.
As Lorette plays it back to the line, Grant gives to Baldwin. Over to Fitzsimmons, right across for Grant for the one-timer. And a big block there by Reeves. Nick Reeves getting in the way of that one. Fitzsimmons now. Across for Baldwin. Baldwin in across the line. He'll fire it around the boards. Waterman. But also getting there is William Smith of the Vipers. Smith trying to get the puck out of the zone. He's not quite able to. Lorette will get it. 23 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Baldwin gives to Grant. Back to Baldwin. Over for Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons takes a shot. That goes off the post. Fitzsimmons gets it back again. Vipers wanted a penalty there as Reeves had been knocked down. Now Baldwin trying to go cross ice, but Beaulieu able to get his stick in the passing lane. And a big play there. One of the doors, we've got a door open. None of the officials have seen it yet, but we got a door. Finally, our off-ice officials draw attention to the fact that a door is open. Not the same door that we had issues with in Game 1. This is the door to the dressing room area that the Bulldogs are using in this game.
How did that one get open?
I have no idea how that came loose, but it did.
Is this place haunted?
Let's see, turn around 3 times and jump up and down twice, and I don't know. That was very weird how that door came loose.
It's not in an area where there's generally a lot of body contact either. I mean,
there was a bump right there just before it came open.
It had to have something to do with that, but man,
yeah,
not a good time for that.
Here's Fleming with it now. The 5-on-3 has expired. Still 42 seconds left in the 5-on-4 now for the Bulldogs. Tulin with the shot, kick save made by Visser, and the rebound cleared away and down the length of the ice. Fleming back to get it. 29 seconds left in this Antigonish power play. Here's Tulin with the puck. Tulin, who wears 2 2s on his back, gets the shot away. Another save made by Visser. Getting to it behind his own net is McEachern. He fires it around the boards. Cleared out to center. Fleming picks up there. Lonis now. As we're back to 5-on-5, Lonis steps in, gets a shot away, goes off the stick of McEachern into the end glass. Now played around behind the net. Picked up by Marshall. He tries to get it back to the line for McClellan, but that's broken up before it gets all the way to him. McClellan does get it, tries to play it into the slot, but nobody except Vipers there. Puck touched by Blanchard as it was cleared down the ice. Now Blanchard tries to center it, nobody there, but Pickett follows up and scores! What a blast by Duncan Pickett, and it's 3-1 Vipers.
Yeah, tough break there for the Bulldogs. I think they thought that was going to be an icing call. I think that McClellan at least thinks he won that foot race. Maybe stopped playing a little bit, and then that allowed that pass to come out front. And Pickett, as you mentioned, absolutely leaned into it. No chance for catch. And you saw McClellan immediately signal to the referee or the linesman that they thought that should have been icing. They got to get right back on the horse. You can't sulk. Down by a pair now.
The amount of room that Pickett's had to skate into that shot and then lean into it as well, that's almost like a hardest shot competition kind of shot that he was able to take. He had that much room, that much time, and that much space, and I don't care who you are in goal, a shot with that kind of velocity on it, it's next to impossible to get in front of. Great goal there for the captain, Duncan Pickett. His first goal, first point of the tournament.
Jesse Blanchard, time to goal 10:41. Pickens from Blanchard.
Blanchard with the lone assist on that goal. So again, Duncan Pickett, his first goal, first point of the tournament, assisted by Jesse Blanchard at 10:41 of period 2. There's a shot taken by Tulin, and it ends up going just wide. Along the near side wall. Puck comes towards Visser. He'll just set it up there for McCormick. Played ahead. Catch out of the net to play it this time. Avoids a hit from Richards. Then Richards comes in and gets a shot away. Meanwhile, Berkovici and Sentner battling. Berkovici ended up getting Sentner's stick and throwing it. Sentner then goes and yells at the referee. Ballum has the puck knocked off of his stick. Played off the glass. Smith holds it in at the line. And McGrath able to pick up in neutral ice. Fires a shot. Blocker save made by Visser. Rebound cleared away by Blanchard. And it comes out to center ice. Baldwin now will bring it back into the Viper zone. Has it knocked away from him with 7:25 and counting left to go here in the second period. Sam Grant backs it up to Tulin. Tulin has it knocked off his stick by Ballum. Ballum with the shot, and the save made there by Adam Catch. Grant now across for Doherty. He'll just get a stick on it and then head off for a change. Beaulieu gets to the puck, plays it up the wall. It's gloved down there by Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons out from behind the net, gets it in front, scramble in the just above the crease, and the puck is cleared away by Payne and out to center ice. Lonis now backing up on it. He'll give to Grant. Up to Miro. He'll get it in across the line, but Smith sends it right back out again. Now Lonis loses his footing as he gets the puck across the line. Noy gets it over to McDougall. McDougall coming in, fires a shot off the stick of Cross up over the glass and out of play.
Good play there by Tyler Cross to get a stick on that and knock that shot up and over the glass. This has not been a good stretch for the Bulldogs. They kind of feel like they're skating in quicksand a little bit here. They're not moving their feet. They're losing puck battles. They're losing races. They've got to get back on track here quick. Kensington has been the far superior team since just about the start of this second period onward.
I want to come back to that play, though, where Adam Catch came out of the net to get the puck along the end boards, and then Richards came in, and it looked like he was actually trying to deliver a body check. I'm surprised it didn't get more of a reaction from other people, because to me that looked like he was coming after Catch with intent to lay a hit there.
And certainly for him, luckily he did not, if that is the case, because that would have been resulted in a penalty for sure. Another iron there for Kensington.
And now Fitzsimmons with the puck. He'll get it to the line and out as Colby McDonald not able to hold the puck onside. Grant able to finally get it as it was bouncing around. Now plays a shot into the corner. Fitzsimmons ends up overskating it, but is able to win it back. Plays it to the line for McClellan. Back to Fitzsimmons again. Fitzsimmons with a shot. Save. Rebound is cleared away. Good effort there by McDougall to get the puck out to center. Now McClellan backing up with it for the Bulldogs. Gets the pass ahead for Fitzsimmons. 5:35 to go, second period. 3-1 for the Vipers. There's a chance for Grant, and just getting enough of that puck is Visser. Up the wall, Fleming working it back down the boards, but that's intercepted by Wyand. He'll get it ahead for McDougall, but a little too far for McDougall, and so that's going to result in an icing against the Kensington Vipers as the champions of the IJHL lead the champions of the NSJHL by a score of 3-1.
Yeah, I really like what I see from Kensington here. I mean, right from get-go, really. It took them a little bit to get their feet under them, but again, a little bit of a shaky goal early on. That's been the only thing that get past Noah Visser. They've implemented their game plan. They've identified it. They've implemented it, and now they're reaping the rewards of it, and they haven't strayed from it yet. Really, really impressed by this performance so far here, 35 minutes into this hockey game.
McDougall flips the puck ahead. Getting to it there is Wyand. He gets some help from Blanchard. Now a shot from the point ends up hitting Reeves. Wyand behind the net, loses control of it. It's picked up by Stewart, and Stewart able to get it out to center. Brett McDonald backing up with it. Plays it across for McCormick. McCormick ahead for Reeves. Reeves off the boards. That's intercepted by Tulin, and he plays it back into the Kensington zone. Backing up with it again is Brett McDonald. He'll play it across. Reeves now backs it up to McCormick. McCormick using the near boards to get the pass ahead for McKay. McKay uses the wall to get it up to Wyand. Wyand steps in, pass just in a little too far ahead of Reeves. Back to the line, McCormick now. His attempt to get the puck down low goes off of Reeves. McDonald fires a shot. That's blocked by Waterman. Now McKay in the corner. Takes a bump there from Lorette. Puck comes to Reeves. He sends it back towards the line. McCormick trying to work it back down low, but it's knocked down. And the Bulldogs get it out to center. Here with the puck is Armstrong. Armstrong with the shot, and Visser makes the save and hangs on for another face-off. 3:53 to go here in the second period. And we get, once again, a little bit of that extracurricular after whistle activity going on.
Yeah, and it kind of had stopped for a little while, but now this is our first one for several minutes. They separate fairly quickly, though. Again, I think the message has been sent and received by both the referees and the coaching staffs. But again, in an intense game like this, two teams that now really don't like each other, it's inevitable that we're going to have some skirmishes, just maybe not on every stoppage. And a good rebound control there, I should mention as well, from Visser. He's kicked out a couple of juicy rebounds here in this second period off not terribly dangerous shots, but there he was cool, calm, and collected, and collected that puck nicely.
Vipers out shooting the Bulldogs in this period so far 10-6 to get a 21-19 edge overall in the shot clock. Cross sends it behind the net, intended for Marshall, but Marshall couldn't knock that puck down. It ends up with the Vipers, who flip it out to center, just over the head of Cross. Pickett's able to get to it, but Cross, then Pickett's tried a centering pass. That was broken up. Now Sentner with a shot, and that one goes off of iron.
Second or third post or crossbar in this period for Kensington. Antigonish had one as well. This could be a whole different story if not for the iron behind Adam Catch. I guess the other side of it is you're saying he's positionally sound because, you know, when they do beat him, it's not heading in the net.
Fractions of inches, this difference between a puck deflecting off of the crossbar going up and the deflecting off of the crossbar and going down. And fortunately for Catch, he's had those deflections go the right way for him so far here this afternoon. Sentner now sends it behind the net. Intercepted there by Fleming. Now McGrath with the puck. He'll flip it out to center. Knocked down there by Richards, who dumps it right back in again. Catch way out of his net to play it. Uses the wall, gets it to the line and out. Pickett dumps it back in. And it ends up with Zachary Stewart. He'll get it ahead for McGrath. McGrath gains the center ice line, dumps the puck in. Beaulieu back to pick up in his own corner. Sends the puck down the ice. Here's Payne with a burst of speed, getting onto the puck just ahead of Fleming. Gets it over to Sentner. Sentner sets it up there for Blanchard. Blanchard back down into the corner. Sentner not able to get a stick on it. And now a big hit on Armstrong, but coming over to help out is McPherson. McPherson able to find Armstrong with it. He'll get it to McGrath, who's able to bring it out to center. He'll dump it in, go off for a change as Armstrong goes forechecking hard in against Smith. Smith able to play the puck to Beaulieu with 2:20 left to go in the period. Long lead pass, tried to set it up for Blanchard, and the home run pass does not quite connect, and it results in an icing. And now we've got Ballum exchanging pleasantries with Tulin as they both head back down the ice for another face-off. 2:17 remaining here in the second period.
Chance for the Bulldogs to take advantage of maybe, you know, a poor icing from the Vipers. Chance to make them pay. 2:17 on the clock. A late goal here from the Bulldogs would totally change the complexion of this game heading to the third.
Waterman comes in to take the draw after Lorette was kicked out of the face-off circle. Waterman now has the puck at the wall. Takes a bump from Ballum, but is able to stay with it. Gets it to Lorette. Lorette with a shot. It's deflected, and Visser able to find it and cover it up for a face-off. Dangerous chance there. Visser once again having to adjust to the redirection.
And the referee was wise to that, in good position. You can see he knew that puck was there by the skate of Visser, but not covered. Let the whistle wait for a couple seconds and let the play develop, and then eventually Visser put the glove down. That's how ideally it would be every time, but we all know that's a pipe dream.
Yeah, the officials, unfortunately, sometimes they're just a little bit too far behind the net instead of to the side. Or now here's a chance for Lorette. Another chance. And he ends up putting that one all the way over to the far wall. Reeves now gets it out to center. Picking up his Tulin. He'll take a bump but get the puck in across the blue line. Wyand plays it across the far side for Beaulieu. 100 seconds and counting left to go here in period number 2. Out at center, right in directly underneath us here. Now Wyand comes away. He'll get it down into the Antigonish zone. Gets a shot away. And Catch able to steer that one to the corner. Reeves gets it down low. McKay coming out from, or Wyand, excuse me, coming out from behind the net. Gets a backhander away. It goes over the net. Now Baldwin will get it. He'll play it up the boards. Reeves gets to it. He'll send it back down low. Wyand there to knock it down. Wyand out front, intended for Reeves, but the pass a little bit out of his reach, and Waterman able to deflect it away. Gets it up to Munro as we approach 1 minute left to go in this second period. Here's Munro. There's a shot. That goes wide. Fleming now. His shot blocked by Reeves. Lorette takes a bump from Reeves, and we're going to get a stoppage. As... Still trying to figure out why they blew the whistle there. We didn't see a signal for a hand pass or a puck touch with a high stick or anything along those lines. Unless the puck came out across the blue line and it was an offside.
Or maybe went up over the glass off of somebody into the netting there. But yeah, a little puzzled by that one myself.
And now we're going to get a penalty. As Centner getting a little over-ambitious with his rough play. 2 minutes for interference on Centner. And so the Bulldogs get their 4th power play of this game, their 7th power play of the tournament so far. And they have yet to convert. And the longer this goes, with them being over on the power play, the more and more it's going to become a major concern for this Antigonish Bulldog team. 45.
Tyler Cross heading to the dressing room as well for Antigonish. Maybe looked like maybe an equipment issue.
Yeah, going in just a few seconds early. As the puck is cleared out down the length of the ice, Lonis back to pick up there. And then Reeves knocks the puck of Adam Catch out of his hand. Doesn't get a call. And I don't know if our microphones picked it up or not, but a voice I could clearly hear yell, "Why aren't you calling it?" And that's a legitimate question, I'm sure. Here's the puck cleared down the ice again. Just 6 seconds left in the period now. And now we've got more rough stuff here at the end of the period. And it's Reeves who, of course, knocked the stick of Adam Catch out of his hand, who's right in the middle of it, understandably so from an Antigonish perspective.
If ever there was a time, a good time for the hockey to end, we all love this game and we don't like seeing good action end, but if ever there was a good time for an intermission and a buzzer, that was it, because you can see on that shift, there's a lot of stuff simmering and getting ready to explode. That's a good time for these teams to have a break.
Absolutely. Shots on goal in the second period end up favoring the Kensington Vipers 11-7. The two-period total favors the Vipers 22-20. And the goals in that period, Kensington get 2, Antigonish don't get any. So after 40 minutes of play, it is 3-1. You talked about the fact that it's a good time for that period to come to an end. I'm with you 100% on that one. As yeah, like you said, it's things were simmering, things were definitely brewing, and I wish we had an opportunity to chat with the referees to ask how that wasn't a penalty there when Reeves knocked the stick of Adam Catch out of his hand.
Well, I can almost assure you I'll be able to get an answer to that question for you, because one of the referees doing the game was up here earlier with me, and he'll be here all week, so I'm sure we will be able to get the answer to that at some point, maybe even as early as tonight's game. But yeah, just these are hard games to officiate sometimes. We talk about hard games to play sometimes, but we don't always talk about what's hard to officiate. And games like this, where one team has a defined game plan to come out and muck it up, so to speak, and when it works and it gets under the skin of the other side, and you get this every whistle, every stoppage kind of extracurriculars, you don't want to have a parade to the penalty box and ruin the product. So you have to walk the line as an official between keeping things under control but not having 4 or 5 guys from each side in the box as well. So to give credit to them, their job is difficult on a good day, and games like this make it even more so.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to seem like I'm coming across as being too negative on the officials either.
That's not the reason for that answer.
Yeah. No, I know they do an incredibly difficult job, and I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy to have to make some of the decisions that they make. But, every now and then you see one call where it's sort of like, it sort of stands out a little bit more as to why did that one get made, or in this case not get made. Yeah. And so that's just why I brought it up. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, get you ready for the start of the third period in just a few minutes. Lots still to talk about, certainly, as we've played 40 in this very entertaining game between the Kensington Vipers and the Antigonish Bulldogs. Vipers with the 3-1 lead. We'll be back in a few minutes. You are watching the 2023 Don Johnson Memorial Cup from the Queen's Place Emera Centre here in Liverpool on Atlantic Hockey Online through AO Live, produced by Petter Sports and Streaming. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the third period here between the Kensington Vipers and the Antigonish Bulldogs. Day number 2, game number 3 overall here at the Don Johnson Cup for Atlantic Junior B supremacy. And right now it is the Prince Edward Island champs leading the Nova Scotia champions by 2 goals going into the third and final period. You used the word perfection during the break when we were off microphone, but I think that describes very well the way the Kensington Vipers and their game plan has come to fruition here this afternoon.
Yeah, and again, maybe a little bit strong perfection. I struggle with that word because I'm a believer that nothing's perfect, but very close to it, if not perfection. They identified a game plan from the start. They've stuck to it, they being Kensington, and not only has it worked on the scoreboard, but it's really, really frustrated the Antigonish Bulldogs, who are so used to kind of having their way offensively and then playing a high-tempo transition game, and it's really kind of slowed them down and kind of brought their game to a slog. So, kudos to Kensington. So far, so good here to the first 40 minutes.
And the Vipers not only carrying a lead, but right now are carrying a penalty into this third period, which means this next 75 seconds for the Antigonish Bulldogs, if they can get a goal here on this power play early in this third period, A, it would break the goose egg on the power plays, and B, it would pull it back to within a 1-goal game. So a huge goal for a couple of reasons if they can get one on this man advantage.
Well, yeah, in terms of your keys to the comeback for Antigonish, that's number 1. They're 0-for on the power play in this tournament. They've got to eventually get one. That's step number 1. They've also got to play more like Kensington. Play Kensington hockey. Finish your checks. No flybys. Get in on every puck and battle and throw the body around. That's the key here, because typical Antigonish Bulldog hockey is not going to work today.
No, this Vipers team is doing a very good job of denying that run-and-gun style offense that the Bulldogs want to play as this third period gets going. Here's a pass for Fitzsimmons. He's not able to get in across the blue line as Beaulieu is able to knock it away and send the puck back down the length of the ice. Lonis back to pick up behind his own net. Kyler Lonis working his way ahead now, gets the puck up to Grant. Grant will play it over to Fitzsimmons in across the blue line. Fitzsimmons circles back, gives it to Lonis. Shot from the top of the face-off circle, and Visser able to make the save and watch that one right into his glove and hangs on for a face-off. 47 seconds left now in the man advantage.
Yeah, 22-21, the shots on goal now in favor of Kensington. Very, very even in that regard. And we are well on track to having our third straight 1-goal game to open this tournament.
As Lorette takes this draw against Weiland. Weiland able to win it back down to Beaulieu, who's able to then launch it down the length of the ice. Catch sets the puck up there for Lonis. Lonis, though, has Reeves all over him right away, as Reeves very aggressive on the forecheck on this penalty kill. Bulldogs now are able to work their way out of their zone as Fitzsimmons comes out. Fitzsimmons fires a shot that goes just wide, comes off the end boards. Fitzsimmons back on it, tries the wraparound. Smith was able to get in front of that one, and now it's played out to center. Weiland picks up there, he'll give it to Picketts. Picketts with a shot, and the blocker save made by Catch, and he redirects that puck all the way up over the glass and out of play, and we'll get a stoppage. Just 6 seconds left on the penalty to Max Sentner for interference.
Well, there goes my theory. Remember, we were trying to figure out what that whistle was for in the second period, and I said maybe the puck touched some of the mesh and went out of play. Well, there's no mesh there. That one went over in that area and it went right into the seat. So I officially have no explanation for that play.
The only thing that I can think of is there must have been an offside that we didn't see. But Fleming has the puck right now. We're back to 5-on-5. And Sentner right out of the box gets right after Fleming. Fleming, though, able to skate through a couple of checks, then dumps the puck in deep, goes chasing after it down below the goal line, gets to it, and sets it up there for Armstrong. Back to the line to Marshall. Marshall sends it all the way around the boards to the far side. Pickett's first one to it there. Tries to send it out. It goes off of Marshall. And now it's down the length of the ice. Over to get it is catch. He plays it around the boards to the near side. Sentner able to create the turnover, but then it's turned back over. McClellan not able to clear the zone. McDonald holds it in, fires a shot, steered away by Catch. McClellan back on it, sends it behind his own net for Fleming. As Fleming settles the puck down and now starts to work his way out from behind the net. Gets the pass ahead over to the far side for Berkovici. Berkovici gets it knocked away from him, chases it back down, plays it back towards the line, held in at the point by Stewart. He sets it up there for Marshall. Marshall will play it off the far corner. It goes behind the net. McDonald got it ahead to Blanchard, who's able to get it out to center. And then it's played there by McPherson, up for Stewart, who gets it in across the line. Sentner trying to settle the puck down. Now he does. Gets it under control, tries to make a pass. McGrath knocks that puck down. And it ends up on the stick of Doherty. Doherty in across the line. Now McGrath takes a bump from Sentner. That allows Brett McDonald, to pick up the puck. And he'll play it ahead for Payne, but Tulin there to break that up. Now with it is Ballum. He has 2 of the Viper goals today. Had it knocked away from him. Pass ahead up the near side. Broken up by Miro. Miro with the shot. That's blocked by McDonald. That time being Colby McDonald. Now here's Colby McDonald with the puck, bringing it in. Drops it off for McDougall. But that was broken up, and now Tulin will carry back up the other way for the Bulldogs. Tulin trying to get around McEachern. Leaves the puck behind the net. Back to get it is Fitzsimmons. He tries a centering pass. That's deflected away. Fitzsimmons gets it back, fires a shot, steered away by Visser. Now another centering pass. Ballum gets a stick on that one, and then chases it down and plays it off the boards down the length of the ice. Cross back to pick up here with 4 minutes gone now in the third period. Lonis out from behind his own net. Gets the pass over to Fitzsimmons, working up the left wing. Fitzsimmons fires a shot, save made, and the rebound cleared away from the front of the net by Smith. Back on it is Grant. He fires a shot, that goes off the outside of the post. Out from behind the net now, Miro. Back to the line for Cross. Cross sends it in deep. Grant picks up behind the net, skates it into the near corner. Up the boards, then tries to play it back down low. That's broken up by Howitt. But the Bulldogs keep the puck in the zone. Now it ends up on the stick of Smith. He'll get it out as he plays it ahead for Noy. And Noy able to get it the rest of the way down the ice deep into the Antigonish zone as we near 5 minutes gone. Miro up to Lorette. Lorette trying to cut through the defense, is able to get through, gets a shot away and scores! What a goal by Zachary Lorette, making something out of what was seemingly nothing, and is able to poke it past Noah Visser, and it's now 3-2.
Second goal of the tournament for Zachary Lorette, the former Halifax Mac, and man, especially from this angle, it's really tough to see how that puck even got through. Of course, Visser with the black sweater and black pants, that also adds to it, but just a one-handed poke by Lorette, and it somehow, some way, squeaked through the legs, I believe the legs, that's all am I safe to assume, of Visser, and it's a one-goal game with 15 minutes to go.
As you mentioned, Zachary Lorette's second goal, his third point of the tournament as well, as he did have an assist in yesterday's game also. So a big goal there for the Bulldogs, pulling them back to within one. And still, as you say, tons of time left. Almost 15 full minutes left to go here in this third period.
Bulldogs goal is for number 17, Zachary Lorette.
As we get the announcement of the goal.
Assisted by number 22, Ethan Tulin.
Tulin with the lone assist on that goal for Ethan Tulin. That's his first point of the event.
Let's make some noise in there, please.
So with 14:43 now left, we'll get the face-off inside the Antigonish zone. Wyand and Lorette, the most recent goal scorer, to take that draw. And out come the Bulldogs. Here's Lorette. He's got Armstrong and Waterman with him. Lorette takes the shot, and it goes up into the end glass. Baldwin now in center ice. Gets it back up to Armstrong. Armstrong working his way to the outside. Tries to get the puck towards the front of the net. McCormick denies that. Armstrong gets it back again to Fitzsimmons. His shot, and that's steered away. Now Baldwin with it. Gets bumped by Reeves. That creates the turnover, and here comes McKay with the puck. McKay trying to get it to the front of the net for McCormick, but that was denied, and now Bulldogs back on it. Here's Lorette with the puck. He'll get it to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons with a shot. That goes wide as he was looking to get that puck in short side. Comes all the way around the boards and out to center ice. Fleming picks up there. He'll send it back into the Kensington zone with 6:15 gone here in the third. Richards over for Pickett's. Pickett's coming through, can't get a shot away. Puck goes down into the corner. Along the near side wall to the line. McDonald holds it in. Colby McDonald. Now trying to get onto that puck is McEachern. McEachern just kicks it ahead. Marshall will get to it at the end boards. Play it over to Fleming. Fleming tries to work it ahead. Berkovici can't clear as Richards knocks it down. Now Sentner with the puck for the Vipers. Gets it across. That goes off a skate. And it ends up on the stick of Fitzsimmons. He loses it, but McClellan right there. Sentner now trying to get some pressure on the Antigonish defenseman. Played to the line. Berkovici will get it up to Marshall, who deflects it down the ice. Colby McDonald back to pick up for the Vipers. And it comes all the way ahead for Payne. Here comes Payne. He's got a couple of Vipers coming up with him. Gets the pass across to Blanchard, but Blanchard couldn't get that redirection quite to be on target. Coming the other way now. Here's McPherson. He'll fire a shot. And the shoulder save made by Noah Visser. And you talked about it before. Visser using whatever part of the body happens to be convenient to get in front of a puck and deflect it away from danger.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true. Owen Fleming, got to mention a great back check by Owen Fleming there moments ago to impede that scoring chance for Kensington. I'm not sure who it was that would have had the open net, but Fleming with a good back check to tie his stick up and keep this a one-goal game here. 12:31 to go. Shots on goal completely even at 24 apiece again. Third straight game to open this tournament with absolutely nothing to choose between the two teams.
And we talked about how close this tournament was, how anything could happen, and certainly just about everything has happened so far in the first three games of this event. Ballum with the puck, tries to wrap around, but catch there to close that door. Puck glove down by Smith. He has it taken away from him as the two number twos battle. Now around to the near side. Payne able to get onto the puck. He'll send it back down low for Ballum. Ballum tries to get it to the front of the net. That'll get picked up by Payne, and there's a shot. And Catch just gets a piece of that one. Now the Bulldogs come the other way. Here's Doherty with it. He goes to dump it in, but it's intercepted and quickly sent back up the other way by Beaulieu. Ballum not able to get by Lonis, who stands him up. Now to the line and out. Picked up there by Reeves. Reeves able to get it to McKay. McKay with a shot and the save made. Now with it is Cross. He'll take it back behind his own net. Over to Grant. 11:20 left to go in the period. That puck goes off a skate and then up into the rafters here once again at the Queen's Place Emera Center. And that's the one thing about this building that I've noticed, particularly in this game, is the relatively low ceiling in this, especially for how new this building is. It's a lot lower ceiling than you see in a lot of the other new buildings around the region.
Well, I'll tell you one where it's almost identical, and that's the new arena at St. Mary's University, the Dauphiny Center. Yeah, almost identical design and height for the ceiling, and the exact same issues obviously surfaced there as well.
Pickett gets the puck out for Sentner. He can't get a shot away though as his stick was tied up, and Grant able to get the puck, get it out all the way into the Kensington zone. Here's Fitzsimmons with a shot as he tries to go glove side on Visser, but Visser makes the save and hangs on for a face-off. Now 10:54 left to go in the second period, or third period.
I don't know if it's, again, I'm totally guessing here, but I don't know if it's people that work today and are starting to make their way here after work, or if it's what it is. But it seems like we have a bigger crowd here now than there was at the beginning of this game, and it's a lot louder in the building right now as well. So something has changed. Can you feel it?
Absolutely, yeah. I think some of it is, as we look across the way, I think some of it is the Kent Coyotes, who have to play their second game of the day coming up at 7:30, are all sitting over in section 2, almost just a little bit to the left of directly across from us. So you've got those players, and then I think you're right. I think it's the end of the work day. People are coming down to the rink and catching the end of this game, and then they'll go grab a bite to eat, come back for the opening ceremonies, which will get going at 7 o'clock. And again, we will start our stream for the 7:30 game right with the beginning of the opening ceremonies at 7 o'clock, so you can tune in for all of that right here on Atlantic Hockey Online. But right now, we've got Wyand with the puck trying to work his way in. Gets all the way down to the corner. Puck comes to the front of the net, but nobody in black there to pick up, so Tulin will get it and work it back down the ice. Sends the puck deep into the Kensington zone. Reeves back to pick up. He takes a bump there from Lorette. McCormick able to get it for the Vipers. Sends it around to the far side. Armstrong picks up. Shot taken there by Baldwin. Then Grant ends up running in to Wyand. Puck up the wall. McKay tried to pass it through his legs, but it's intercepted by Armstrong. Now ends up with Grant. His shot blocked by McCormick. Fitzsimmons follows up, tries to set it up for Grant, but Grant couldn't get a stick on it for a redirect. Now out to center. Tulin dumps it right back in again. 9:45 and counting left to go here in the third period. Baldwin gives it to Grant. Grant, back pass. Broken up by Brett McDonald and sent down the ice. And that will be an icing against the Kensington Vipers with 9:32 remaining here in period number 3.
You're really starting to see the ice start to tilt a little bit, though, in favor of the Antigonish Bulldogs ever since that goal. Lots of territorial possession in the offensive zone. Not a lot going back the other way on Adam Catch. Bulldogs are pressing hard here.
As there's a shot that gets deflected, goes up over the glass and out of play, and we'll get another quick stoppage here. And it went off of the Bulldog stick, then off of the crossbar, and then over the glass. So we'll get the face-off moved out into neutral ice, and the Bulldogs will make a line change here with 9:28 remaining in this third period. Another one-goal game, as it has been for both of the other games we've had so far in this tournament already. Ballum working his way down the ice. Has it knocked off his stick by Fleming. Fleming able to get it to Berkovici. And now picked up again by Fleming. He'll get it out to center. Backing up with it is Smith. Up for Blanchard. Blanchard will chop it down into the Bulldog zone. Fleming works it around Payne, but it's picked up there by Blanchard. He sends it back around to the far side. And Waterman will get the puck for the Bulldogs. Here comes Waterman. Has it knocked off his stick, but is able to get it back. Has Payne draped all over him. And now getting the puck is Ballum. He'll send it down into the Antigonish zone. 8.5 left to go. Stewart up for Doherty. Doherty will get it ahead to McPherson. McPherson sends it back for Tulin. Up to McGrath, who flips it down into the Kensington zone. McPherson, centering pass, broken up by Beaulieu. And Beaulieu uses the boards to wrap it around and down the length of the ice, and that'll be another icing call. 8:11 remaining here in the third period.
And still the majority of the play, 2 hour left in the Kensington zone. This can't continue. There's still 8:11 left. Too much time on the clock for Kensington to just retreat into a shell. They're going to have to start getting something going at the other end at some point just to counter this Antigonish attack. You can't survive 8 full minutes or near it in your own zone. Something's got to give. This game won't stay one goal if this continues.
Absolutely not. Lorette in to take the draw against Sentner. As the puck does get out. Great effort there by Ryan Richards to get the puck out and then down into the Bulldogs' end. Armstrong with it now. He loses it to Richards. Richards trying to get into position to get a shot away. He can't, so he'll just fire it around the boards instead. It'll be picked up by Picketts. Pickett's tried to get it to Centner, but it ends up coming back to Pickett's. He'll now drop it off to Richards. To Centner, back to the line for Beaulieu. Back down the wall to Centner. Centner gets knocked off the puck by Armstrong, and Lorette now will lead the rush up the other way. Fires a shot, that goes wide, and the puck will come all the way around the boards. Richards will pick it up just outside. And now over for Pickett. Pickett with a chance, he puts that one off the outside of the post. Great chance there for Duncan Pickett to get some insurance for the Vipers. Nearly his second goal of the game. Stewart now can't get the puck away from Reeves. It ends up coming to the side of the net. Tulin gets to it there, uses the boards to play it up for Grant. Grant can't get a stick on it. Wyand sends it down. Now Stewart off the wall, glove down by McEachern. He comes to the middle of the ice, fires a shot, it goes wide. McKay will send it behind the net over for Wyand. Wyand taking a look for his options. Finds one back at the line with Colby McDonald. He'll send it across to the far side for McEachern, but McEachern couldn't take the pass. And now battle in the corner. McEachern able to poke it over to McKay. McKay out in front, but Wyand's shot gets blocked, and now Grant will get the puck to the line. Not out. It goes off. It does come. The Vipers agreed with my first statement when I said not out, as they didn't think that was an offside, but the referee, who was much closer to the play than I was, said the puck did indeed cross the blue line.
Yeah, that's one that we might like to get another look at, but we're not going to. Love the intensity, though. You know, everybody on the bench, coaches, players, trainers, everybody is watching, engaged, and reacting at the same time in unison. You really love it as the intensity and the atmosphere in the building picks up.
Off the face-off, neither side really wins cleanly to begin with, but then the Vipers get the puck. McCormick will send it down in. McKay going after it against Cross. 4 players now battling below the goal line. Coming in to pick up is Fitzsimmons. He'll carry it and then get it ahead to Berkovici. Berkovici back for Cross. That's batted away by McCormick. Now a centering pass ends up on the stick of Reeves. He'll get it up to McKay. McKay has it knocked off his stick by Lonis. It ends up on the stick of Fitzsimmons, who gets it back over to Lonis. Lonis trying to work his way into the zone, but Wyand intercepts that. Now Payne coming down the right wing side. Takes it all the way down below the goal line. Pokes the puck over to the far wall. 5:44 left to go here in the third period. Comes up to McCormick at the line. He fires a shot. There's a save. It was knocked down before it got all the way to catch, rather. And the referee blew it down while the puck was still loose, but the referee blew it down. Vipers thought for half a second that they might have scored, but very quickly the goal waved off as the whistle had already blown.
Well, we've talked about it before. And this is one of the times where the whistle perhaps a little too early. Didn't look like that puck was totally covered up here anyway. And Ballum would have had his hat trick and a massive goal in this hockey game for the Kensington Vipers. But we won't dwell on it. It's take one marble out of the jar and put it in the other one. Hopefully we're all level at the end of the tournament.
Here's Lorette with the puck now. He fires a shot. Save, and the rebound was there for just a half a second, but able to find it and cover it up once again is Noah Visser. And we'll get another stoppage. 5:20 remaining here in the third period.
Another thing we've talked about over the first couple of games, the goal difference aspect of things for tiebreaker purposes. But all these games ending in one-goal games, that just clouds it even further. Everybody's going to be within one goal of each other. You know, a couple goals. It might not solve much if this stuff continues.
Yeah, we might have to end up looking at second, third, fourth, fifth tier of tiebreakers to determine things, which ends up bringing us to the possibility of fewest penalty minutes ending up getting used at some point.
Yikes. And it could decide whether someone plays Saturday or goes home, and that's what you don't want. You'd like to see at least a definitive answer there. I'd hate to see it come down to that.
When you get down to the point that it's that even, you see it in the world of sports where, the last tiebreaker ends up having to be coin flip. You never want it to get to that point, but if it can be broken by something else prior to that point, even if it is fewest penalty minutes, then that's what it has to be. And I mean, those rules are written that way for a reason, to try and deal with, well, what if, and what if, and what if, and what if. So
you're not wrong.
I agree. You would like, in an ideal world, everything is nice and crystal clear. One team goes 4-0, one team goes 3-1, 2-2, 1-3, and 0-4. And, you got a clear, definitive first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. But at this tournament especially, with how even these teams are, you get the feeling that that is not going to play out that nicely and neatly. And somebody who's got multiple degrees in statistics and analysis will end up having to do all of the mathematics involved in determining the tiebreakers here, I think.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of hockey still to go between now and, the end of Friday, but as it is now, it's certainly worth talking about, but it might sort itself out before then.
Exactly. Marshall with a nice bat, getting it to Fitzsimmons. Gives back to Marshall. His shot deflected off the stick of McDonald down into the corner. Grant picks up there, turns and fires. That goes wide. Under 4 minutes left to go here in the third period. That puck ends up in the Viper bench, if I could speak English. That's kind of an important skill, but not
so far
really.
so good in that regard.
Yeah, ends up in the Vipers bench. There we go, got it out cleanly that time. Reminds me of one of my worst moments in broadcasting was the Pictou County Crushers were taking on the team that was then known as the Metro Shipbuilders. That wasn't the problem. The problem was Mitchell Schufelt fired a shot from the point and scored the goal, and I tried to get out Schufelt shoots and scores, and it came out something like Shuffa Shiffafif.
Not exactly what I thought you were going to say. I'm almost glad it came out the way you said.
Yeah, that was a team name that never should have been made, was Shipbuilders.
Yeah.
Especially when you were doing it on radio where CRTC is actually paying attention. It's a little bit different when it's on the internet and there's not quite the same regulations. There's Lorette with a shot and a save made as we take a trip down memory lane.
Oh, how we can spend a whole week just doing that.
3:40 left to go here in the third period. The Bulldogs currently trailing the Kensington Vipers 3-2. Vipers trying to get a late change in. The referee in no uncertain terms saying that ain't going to happen on this one. There's Berkovici with a shot. And that one deflects into the end glass. Berkovici trying to chase it down in center ice, ends up over skating it. That allows Wyan to pick up the puck. Here's Wyan coming in, turns, tries to get a pass through to McKay, but it's broken up. And now Tulin coming the other way with 3:20 left. Here's Tulin. Cutting to the outside. Fires it through the bottom of the crease. It comes all the way up near the boards and now out to center. Berkovici trying to get away from Wyant, gets the puck over to Stewart. Stewart will feed it to Lorette, but Lorette nearly gets his pocket picked by McKay. 3 minutes and counting left to go here in the third period. With it now, Stewart plays it back to Tulin. One touch pass ahead intended for Munro, but it's broken up, and Ballum brings it back in across the blue line. Ballum down towards the corner. Up the wall. Ends up coughing up the puck, but Blanchard able to get it back for the Vipers. And McEachern sends it down behind the net to Payne. For Ballum again, but he's taken into the wall by Tulin. Out to center, McEachern loses control of it, and then losing an edge is Waterman as they each blew a tire. And then the pass intended for Lonis just out of his reach. It ends up with Cross. He'll get it quickly ahead to Armstrong, who tees it up. And a blocker save made by Visser. 2:08 left to go, third period, as we start to keep a little bit of an eye on Adam Catch to see how much longer he stays in the net with the 1-goal margin. And that's going to be an icing call with 1:58 left. And the offensive zone face-off under 2 minutes. Is it too soon to take Adam Catch out of the net?
Maybe slightly, but not by a lot. Now we're going to probably get a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are going to take their timeout, try and draw something up, and we'll see if Adam Catch stays on the ice. I agree with you that you leave Catch in at least until you see if you win the draw. And then once you've won the draw, give it 10 seconds or so.
15 seconds or so, that's right. that's what the play we saw just before the whistle. Poor Joe McCackern blows a tire. Looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1 for Antigonish, and then Darren Waterman, just as he comes up to the puck, he falls down in the same general area. Unfortunate break there for Waterman and the Bulldogs. That would have led to a good scoring chance.
Indeed, and you know, the hockey gods at least balanced it out. One guy blows a tire, so he's going to have another guy blow a tire on the other side just as well. And, you know.
I mean, yeah, I guess to that end, it's justice, because you don't want to see a game decided on someone falling down. So, yeah, I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
And you and I are both wrong, because Adam Catch is on the bench for the extra attacker. It's 6-on-5 here with 1:58 left to go in the third period. Marshall wins the draw back to Baldwin. Baldwin plays it down for Grant. It comes right back to Baldwin. Back down to Grant again. Wyand gets a stick on it but doesn't get possession. And now down low, Waterman. His pass broken up by Beaulieu. Waterman chases it down again, plays it back to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons with a shot. That gets blocked by Smith. Puck comes over to the near wall. Beaulieu not able to clear. Yes, he does clear the zone as Baldwin couldn't hold the puck onside. Now Fitzsimmons brings it back in across the blue line. Grant skates through a couple of checks, tries to get a pass over for Marshall. That's broken up. Puck sent back out to center. 83 seconds left. Race for the puck. Wyand gets to it. Baldwin right there. They end up nearly taking down the referee, but Grant gets the puck and he'll come back up the other way. Over for Waterman. Here comes Waterman coming in down the left wing. Takes it behind the net. Back to Fitzsimmons. His shot blocked there by McKay. Comes to the line. Baldwin had it but lost it as it was in his feet and then along the line. Under a minute left to go. Fitzsimmons plays it across the blue line. Smith sends it down the ice. That'll go wide and that'll be an icing. 49.1 seconds left on the clock here. Vipers trailing it, or Vipers leading it, 3-2. Trying to hold on and get their first win in their first game of the tournament and drop the Antigonish Bulldogs to 1-1.
That didn't miss the empty net by a whole lot. I wonder now if we might see another timeout by Kensington here. Defensive zone face-off. Doesn't look like it. We're going to play through.
Off of the draw. Puck is sent down low. Beaulieu able to get it, rings it around the boards. It gets past Lonis. Pickett's able to win the race to the puck, and he will put it in the empty net, and that will ice it for the Vipers with 36.1 seconds left. Duncan Pickett gets his second goal of the game as the insurance marker coming at 19:24. And we're going to see our first game end not with a one-goal margin, only because of an empty netter.
Yeah, and in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure you look at it the same way. Yeah, technically it is a two-goal game, but these empty net games, they're by and large, they're essentially a one-goal game in essence. And again, there's so little to choose between these all these teams. It really, we've seen them all now. I still am no more sure than I was when I got here yesterday as to who's going to win this thing.
And the thing is, when we talk about goal differential, an empty net goal counts just as much as any other goal.
That might be the most noteworthy thing that's come out of all this.
In respect to both teams. For Kensington, they now have a 2-goal win that could have just as easily been 2-0 after the first 5 minutes and stayed that way all night. But it's a 2-goal win that nobody else has.
And we're not trying to be silly. That might be the most noteworthy thing to come out of this game, an empty net goal.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at how all of these teams have played each other so far, the fact that this game ended with an empty net goal and both other teams that had a chance to put an empty netter up did not. Oops, yes, thank you. There we go, yeah, and then we hit that button there to change it to a final. And so it is 4-2. And now, here's a really tough question. Who gets players of the game? Because there were a lot of guys who stood out for both teams.
I think you'll see Pickett's get it for Kensington. There are lots of choices, but I think you will see Pickett's probably, or Ballum.
Yeah,
he's another.
Both of them had 2-goal games.
Pickett's clinches it with the empty netter. Probably, again, you're right. It's a very difficult decision for Antigonish. I liked Fitzsimmons again today. He did get his first goal. I liked Lorette as well.
And it is Pickett, so good call on that one.
I'm gonna go Lorette or Fitzsimmons, and I'm probably wrong.
So a 2-goal effort for the Vipers captain, Duncan Pickett. He gets player of the game for the Island champions.
And for your Bulldogs, number 16, Lamont.
So number
Well,
6.
they announced 16. That's Andrew Murray, and he's not dressed.
Sorry, number 17, Lorette.
Okay, so Zachary Lorette. So you did call it. You hedged your bet a little bit, giving us 2 names, but you did get it as it was one of those 2. So
Thank you for dulling my shine a little.
hey, somebody's got to keep the egos in check around here.
That's right. We're doing all right through 2 days here, a day and a half.
So that's going to do it for this one. A big 4-2 victory for the Kensington Vipers over the Antigonish Bulldogs. On behalf of our awesome cameraman Seth and the best color guy going, Mike Barkhouse, this is Michael Petter saying may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Final score one last time. Vipers improved to 1-0 with a 4-2 victory over the Antigonish Bulldogs, who dropped to 1-1. We'll be back with you in a little less than an hour with the start of the opening ceremonies.